Cell referencing in formulas and its types. A formula may contain reference to contents of other cells. In such case, the result of the formula depends on the values in the referenced cells. The contents of cell where referencing has been used change automatically when the values in the referenced cells change. To see how this works, enter 20 in cell A1. Now select cell A2 and type equal to A1 multiplied by 3 and press enter key. The value in cell A2 is 60. If you change the value in cell A1 from 20 to any value, the value in cell A2 will also change. Cell references are specially helpful when you create complex formulas. There are three types of cell references used in Calc. Relative references. In relative reference, you actually refer to cell that is above or below or left or right to a number of rows or columns. For example, if you refer to cell B3 from K3, you are actually referring to a column that is 9 columns to the left of cell R3 and in the same row, the third row. When a formula that possesses a relative reference is copied from one cell to another cell, the value in the copied cell also changes. That is, if you copy a formula equal to D3 plus E3 from F3 to the cell F4, then formula in F4 adjusts in such a way that when the cell F3 is dragged downwards by one row, the formula automatically changes to D4 plus E4 and places the resulting value of D4 plus E4 in cell F4. Absolute references. In case if you wish to maintain the original references as they were, then you should make use of the absolute references. If you want to make the above example retain the original reference when it is copied, then you should precede the column's reference and the row reference by a dollar symbol. That is, you should use the formula as equal to $D, $3 plus $E, $3 so that when you copy the formula, the original reference is retained. For example, if you copy or fill an absolute reference in cell C2 to cell C3, it stays the same in both cells, that is, equal to $B, $2. Mixed references. In some situations, you may need to make the cell reference as mixed reference, so that you can lock either a column or a row by preceding it with the dollar symbol. It is basically a combination of relative and absolute references. For example, if you use a formula as equal to $D, $4 plus E4, then you are making the value that is present in cell D4 as absolute and the value in cell E4 as relative. References to other worksheets. You can refer to cells in other worksheets within the same workbook just as easily as you refer to cells in the same worksheet. For example, to enter a reference to cell A2 in sheet 2 into cell A1 in sheet 1, do this. Select cell A1 in sheet 1 and type an equal sign. Click the sheet 2 tab. Click cell A2 and then press enter key. After you press enter key, sheet 1 is now active. Select cell A1 and you will see that it contains the formula equal to sheet 2.A2. The period dot separates the worksheet portion of the reference from the cell portion. Other workbook references. You can refer to cells in worksheets in other workbooks in the same way you refer to cells in other worksheets within the same workbook. These references are called external references. For example, to enter a reference to book 2 in book 1, follow these steps. Create two workbooks named Book 1 and Book 2 and save them. Select cell A1 in Sheet 1 of Book 1 and type an equal to sign. Switch to Book 2 by pressing Alt plus Tab keys from the keyboard. Click to select cell A2. Press Enter key. After you press Enter key, your formula in Book 1, cell A1 should be equal to square bracket open, file address, square bracket closed, hash, $sheet1.a2. This reference has three parts: the workbook name and address in square brackets, the worksheet sheet 1 preceded by hash $signs, the cell having relative reference preceded by period sign. Hence, referencing cells in external workbooks is done by selecting the workbook, then worksheet, and then the cell you want to link reference